Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this session on recruitment and training of entrepreneurs in Finland. My name is Sirpa Sandelin, and together with my colleague Dr. Kari Lilja, we have prepared a presentation for you on the topics which describe what is the educational system in Finland, how the entrepreneurship is indicated in that one, what are steering mechanisms, how the entrepreneurship is shown in different kind of educational levels, and are there any other options for starting the business than the official formal training. This picture shows you the education system in Finland. So it starts from the very low levels, so early childhood, basic education. You can see them here. So even in the first phase, the workplace skills and entrepreneurship, they are integrated in the comprehensive schools. And after that, when you go proceed further with your education, you go to the matriculation examination level or vocational qualifications. There are once again entrepreneurship education integrated in the programs. There are different kind of supporting mechanisms, competitions, boot camps, whatever occasions organized for the students. And then further on, we go to the master's, bachelor and master's level. Once again, it is curriculum-based, similar type of actions than we have with the vocational and matriculation level. And finally, you can also take entrepreneurship in your dissertation, the courses there. So it is emphasized, entrepreneurship is emphasized throughout the whole education system. And it is a multidisciplinary and multi-sectoral cooperation. Policy, strategy and guidelines, they are a broad-based approach. So ministries, business confederations, educational institutions, trade unions, authorities, and all other actors, they work together to emphasize this entrepreneurship in our education system. So the topic was first included in the government program already in 2003, and Finland was the first country in the European Union which has included entrepreneurship education in curricula at all school levels, as you saw from the previous slide. And educational institutions, they have autonomy and flexibility to implement the entrepreneurship education. But of course, they have to follow the national regulations and frameworks. So that is the steering element in this entrepreneurship education. And the cooperation between universities, vocational educators, and the working life business sector is very, very tight regarding all the actions in entrepreneurship. These are the documents which show that the we have a very deep government level commitment and steering on this entrepreneurship education. So the guidelines were renewed in 2017. Then we have a strategic action plan to promote the entrepreneurship to the year 2028. And the latest one is the lifelong learning procedure. And at the end of this year, we will get some proposals how to foster these lifelong learning actions in especially with the working age people. So this kind of commitment is there, and the guidelines which were first written in 2015, they emphasize certain topics and skills for careers as an entrepreneur and generate innovations. So all educators had to fulfill this kind of documentation and approaches by the year 2015. So the guideline itself was from 2009. And it was renewed, and nowadays we emphasize experimenting, functionality, learning by doing, project work, especially the cooperation between business life, all kinds of assignments, tasks, what are important in this education. And the target which we want to achieve is that there will be a positive attitude towards the entrepreneurship as a whole. Of course, we want to increase the knowledge and skills concerning entrepreneurship. And we want also to create new entrepreneurs and give some extra education to those who already are entrepreneurs. Of course, research and development innovation activities are very important in this scale. It doesn't only concern about those new businesses, but also if there is transition, transfer or a generational change in the enterprise, that goes very well also within this framework. Now I move to the vocational education and how the entrepreneurship is shown in the curricula. So the national curriculums, they are binding documents, and we have 3 levels of vocational education. So the basic one is vocational upper secondary qualification, then further vocational qualifications and specialist vocational qualification. So altogether 164 qualifications. And in all the basic vocational upper secondary qualifications, there is a course or package of citizenship and working life competencies. So 9 competence points, and one part of that is the compulsory part of entrepreneurship and entrepreneur activities. So one point, you can roughly say that this 1 competence point means about 20 hours of student work. But this bigger module contains also the kind of topics which are somehow related to the working life and enterprises. So students get the skills and knowledge to start, for example, their own business, generate a business idea and realize that idea. So this one is in all of our vocational upper secondary qualifications. Then there are some other education levels. So, for example, this vocational qualification in agriculture, so 150 competence points. So the final result will be rural entrepreneurs. So quite a big program if you multiply these competence points by about 20 hours or so, at least that much work. Further vocational qualifications in forestry similarly give forestry and forestry services entrepreneurs qualifications. But at this point, I want to emphasize that in Finland, anyone can start their own business without any kind of education. You just start your business and make the official registrations. But of course, it is very important that you get the basic education for starting and running the business. In the vocational further qualification, we also train entrepreneurs. So that is 150 competence points program, and this program, even though it's the second level in vocational education, it doesn't mean that you have to go first to a vocational basic level. No, anyone can take this one, no matter what is your background. And the aim is, of course, to strengthen the entrepreneur's business skills. So for those ones who will start their own business, or also for those ones who want to redirect, for example, their own business. And then if you want to further deepen your knowledge on this entrepreneurship, you can take this specialist vocational qualification. And in this case, it's called leadership and business management, 180 competence points. You can take 2 lines, for example, this leadership and business line, or the internal audit lines. And this program is very good for those ones who want to expand their business. So those ones who have already been in this business field. Now we move to the higher education. Similarly, we have different kind of recommendations and game books in that field. So from the year 2018, we have had these recommendations, which has 3 themes. So entrepreneurial attitude and capacities, new entrepreneurship, and evolving entrepreneurship, which means that entrepreneurship is gradually evolving in higher education institutes. What does this mean, for example, in our university? So I represent Satakunta University of Applied Sciences, and how we apply these recommendations, you can see from this picture. So in every our degree program, those bachelor programs, we have at least 3 European credit points of entrepreneurship course. So 80 hours student work. So get the basic ideas of entrepreneurship. Do you have the entrepreneurship qualifications? Something like that. And then student can, for example, deepen their knowledge if they go want to test the entrepreneur work in real life. We have 2 different kind of forms where you can try to work as an entrepreneur. So the other one is general for business and technology students, and the other one is for social and healthcare students. So they practically do the work there and run this kind of apparati and soteki as a normal business. So they are projects which they are running. The other way is that you can join to the Enterprise Accelerator, and you get deeper information about entrepreneurship, how to create and expand and develop your company together with the mentor. So there's always a mentor who is giving guidance to the students. Then we have a whole program on this entrepreneurship degree program in business, and this program is 3 years program, 210 ECTS, and this program studies are open to everyone also, not only on those ones who are in that program. You can create companies, start your own business, or take over another company with this line. And the third newest line is this innovation activities. So we also support startup enterprises, and of course the research results, they are transferred to the working life, sometimes even to IPR cases. They are those ones, but in most cases they are projects for the companies. So this is the way how we have integrated entrepreneurship in the whole university scale, both education and research. But this is not all. You don't have to take a degree-based training to be an entrepreneur. There are several short courses and further training courses. They are long and short, and the common thing is that you don't get an official degree, but you get a certificate. So multiple providers, public organization, education institutes, chambers, business confederations, business development companies, enterprises, private companies, business and whatever. So there are more options than you can imagine. And still we go on. The entrepreneurship related service providers, the number is huge. You can find there, for example, Business Finland, which is an accelerator of global growth, Finvera, which is financing company owned by the state, all other kind of ministries, so and technology centers, tax offices. So the supporting for enterprises and the actions there, it's available for every company, no matter is it big, small or micro company. But the role of the chambers of commerce is something else that is, for example, in Poland and Germany. So in Finland, the companies, they don't have to be a member of Chamber of Commerce, so it's voluntary based. Those chambers don't give degree-based education. They can give short courses and other kind of support for the enterprises. And you get diplomas and examinations from their education services. They have special examinations like real estate agent, letting agents, a goods inspector, which you can take from the chambers. So the role is totally different. Same applies with employer and employee associations. So they are like us, advocating and giving short courses to increase skills and knowledge. So very quickly, I went through the whole system in Finland, but I hope that you got the idea that the entrepreneurship is deeply involved in our whole education system. And when you come to the phase that you want to start your own business, we have this Finnish trade register. So you have to officially register your company and start the business. You get the license numbers and so on. So you have options before you start the enterprise. You have options when you have started to increase your knowledge on entrepreneurship, and that is a very good thing, that you are not left alone as an enterprise owner or someone who wants to start the business. So entrepreneurship is an attitude, means of attitude, capabilities and actions, and any one of us can be an entrepreneur. So that is the thing which we have to think, that we all can do it. There are means to support you and start the business. So you will find my contact details here. So if you have any kind of questions, comments, or want further information, be free to contact me. Thank you.